Hi, Vijay Mistry here, and thank you very much for joining me in this third video, Finance for Directors and Executives. Now this particular program is exclusively for the non-profit organization. If you are a for-profit organization, visit www.financeforddirectors.com, where you will be taken through a 3-part free video series. And for the non-profit organization, there's going to be a toolkit, which is a cutting-edge toolkit, which I'm going to discuss in the next video. So for now, this is exclusively training for the non-profit organization. Let's move on to today's key points, which is going to drive further growth for your non-profit organization. So what are the 5 fundamentals, cornerstone of a non-profit financial plan? The first is grants. In search of grants, you need to look into grants for your non-profit organization. There are very many grants available globally, and you need to look into it. I've seen non-profit organizations rely very much on the donations, but there could be that area of grants which you need to explore. The second one that you need to look into, donations. Have you got your plans in place? And what are the timelines and the specific donations that you are receiving? Do you have a sketch out and a plan in place? So you need to look into that, because that is fundamental and that is crucial to the growth and the sustainability of your non-profit organization. The third one, look into your budgets. What are those sunk costs, or what are those static costs, which are the overhead costs, and what are the variable costs? Look into what you can do within that particular mix that is going to drive leaner efficiencies in your non-profit organization, because that again is key to the success and how you go about with it. And here's the tip: look into the variable aspect and brainstorm. Have a brainstorming session with your key staff and see what you can do to have leaner efficiencies. Another important thing, your projections must have interpretation. Your projections must be meaningful as well, because at the end of the day, there are certain projections which are just based on historical information rather than looking into what has changed over the period. So the cycle of events taking place needs to be really carefully thought through, so the planning and the preparation is in line with the roadmap that you have for your non-profit organization. And finally, you need to look into the economic analysis. You need to look into the external conditions. This is not only favored for the corporate organizations, but it is very important as part of the exercise for the non-profit organization as well. So you need to look into the economic analysis, look into the connectivity between the external conditions, external environment, connecting to the internal processes within your non-profit organization, and see what is changing. And this should be done within a timeline and a time frame which is suitable for your non-profit organization and your territory and jurisdiction wherever you are operating from, because that will drive growth, and you will be ahead and you will have those advanced mechanisms in place. So I hope this has served you, and it is going to help you in the growth of your non-profit organization. Let's move to the second part. What are the 5 common alerts in your financial review? What you really need to consider, and the mindset that you need to have to make sure that you understand what these common alerts are. The first one, insufficient cash. Cash is king. No matter what happens, look into your cash. If you see that cash eroding or draining, then you need to be concerned. So you need to look into that cash mechanism. How is that cash cycle working in your non-profit organization? The second one, income is stagnant. What is happening? Why is the income stagnant? You need to seek ways and look into other mechanisms of how you can drive the revenue for whatever purpose that you have your non-profit organization set up for. So very crucial, very important if you see that that fine line of income is stagnant over a period. The third one, fewer donors. Now this is again very important, because donors change, or if there is a change in circumstances, it can hamper the sustainability. In fact, it could be a threat to your non-profit organization. So you need to be very careful and look for donors at all times. You need to have that in place. Weak marketing initiatives. This is all related, but there are non-profit organizations out there who do not have the right marketing strategies in place. You need to look into these marketing strategies, which is going to drive growth for your non-profit. And finally, high staff expense. You need to curb your expenses. You need to look into the overall expenses from the management standpoint and see what it is that you can do to trim down some of the expenses, make your non-profit a sustainable operation. So I hope this has helped you, and these are some of the alerts which you need to really consider, but consider it with some immersion, with some attention, so that you can see what are the drivers and what are the growth prospects for your non-profit organization. So I hope this particular video has helped you, and in the next video I would like to share with you a particular program which I'm going to show you and demonstrate, because that is a game changer and it will help your particular non-profit organization. In the meantime, if you have not seen the full series of these particular free videos, you can go to www.financeforexecutives.com and sign up, enter your name and email, and you will be taken to the series of the non-profit video training. And one final request: if you found this useful, please share it with your other colleagues, other non-profit organizations who may benefit out of this particular series. So thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where I will be discussing and demonstrating a cutting-edge program which could be a game changer for your non-profit organization. Thank you very much for now.